Hello, fellow
Justinian hasn't.
Scions. It's been a while. Cat boy.
Hello,
Hi.
hello, fellow kids.
So,
All right.
shall we talk to the Alfino?
Yes.
Let's
Next
just
ship to
start
sail.
this. We've been waiting a long time.
All right, we all at the dialogue box?
Correct.
Yep, let's go.
You have some time to talk. Voices are a little rusty, so. I would like to gather everyone in Dawn's Respite and together assess the situation in which we find ourselves.
Cutscene!
So, this is recap time, where they just explain everything to us that we already know.
Last time on
So
that
we're
one
fresh.
anime video game.
Let us take stock of the facts, shall we? The crisis at hand began with the sudden appearance of ominous towers in a multitude of locations throughout the world. We have since learned that said structures were brought into being by an organization known as the Telophoroi. The Telophoroi's stated purpose is to recreate the final days of eons past, an apocalyptic event that would result in the destruction of all we hold dear. Already have these towers of theirs been the cause of untold suffering.
It's Lofroy, founded by an Ascian and a combat sexual.
No, he's just a man with seninitis.
Countless innocents kidnapped and imprisoned, their faith perverted for primal summonings. Unless we find a way to deal with the corruptive aura surrounding the spires, we can't even get close enough to rescue anyone. Those shielded with the blessing of light seem able to resist being tempered at least. After what happened to Orenvold and Fordola, we need to be very, very careful about how we proceed.
Yeah, where did Fordola wander off to?
I don't know.
Birdie.
While these threats close to home are of paramount concern, we mustn't lose sight of the situation in Garlemald. As you know, the Telophoroi are under the leadership of Fan Daniel and one other delightful fellow, Xenos Yai Galvis, the Crown Prince and our dear friend.
You know, after
date,
recently
he's-
discovering Talazan voiced him in 2.0, I'm now imagining Thancred in a bathtub. For reasons.
Can you make it quick? I was working on something. Oh, I thought he would never leave.
And yeah, I could easily imagine that given Thancred 2.0 self penchants for.
And 1.0, but anyway.
Yep.
To date, he's reclaimed his old body, murdered Emperor Varus, and plunged Garlemald into an even deeper pit of chaos. The capital has probably seen the worst of it. For a good while there, it saw the bloodiest fighting in the War of Succession. That has since changed, in troubling ways. Aye. During our reconnaissance, the air was not once rent by the barking of cannons or the cries of discord. 'Twas an eerie fog of silence which did blanket that ruined city. The inhabitants appeared to have been tempered, and with nary a word spoken did they labor to transform the palace into a soaring edifice born of nightmares. Hold on, I dropped something.
If they were indeed made thralls, it seems safe to assume that these events too were orchestrated by the Telophoroi. An army of primals is awful enough, but in light of recent developments, I fear it is only the prelude to an even greater catastrophe. We need to devise a means to counter this threat, and quickly, before our allies are overwhelmed.
We will find a way in Sharlayan. I'm sure of it. Master Fortuno's comments regarding the final days were curious, to say the least. Forum knows more than it is letting on.
Sorry to interrupt. We've just received word from Mistress Kryl. She says that arrangements for your visit have been finalized. You're to head to Limsa and board the next ship bound for Sharlayan. And on arrival, present yourselves as associates of the students of Baldessian, come to assist with the Order's restoration.
The arrangements may be settled, but what of your thoughts? I must race at the prospect of returning home after so long. I'm eager to see it, of course. Of course. We should set off at once. This is one of those examples I was meant. Oh, Tatar's talking again.
And I'll accompany you to the docks. You need at least one person there to wave and cry and wish you a safe journey.
Taro had a stroke and died at the end.
Tataru had a stroke and died, taking Zodiark with her and all of her malevolent evil. All was well with the world. But as I was saying, that there was one of the examples I mentioned before of like them not playing totally fitting music for a scene. It only seems to happen in like the first act, so it doesn't. The gripes that I listed in our Discord chat don't seem to linger long. They have their notable instances in the first act and then have not yet returned up to where I'm at.
And Linzer, which on Phoenix server when I played yesterday was surprisingly empty.
I mean, everyone was off in Sharlayan.
Yeah, but still,
Sharlayan is
Limsa,
beautiful, by the by.
Still, Limsa is just still the place I'd expect all the bloody new Reapers and Sages to be showing off.
At any rate,
Limsa,
someone's doing
Limsa.
wheelies in the seventh heaven, and I'm waiting for you guys to pop out so I can see Hades' new outfit.
Oh, yes, of course.
Which you're going to have to switch when we go to Sharlayan, because you are not leveled.
I know, I can't use Reaper until I get it. What the fuck are you wearing?
Wearing, like, my Heaven's Ward outfit? Or an outfit I wore in the past? I have a bunch of different outfits saved.
I don't remember this one.
I will meet you guys at the docks.
I unlocked this one after we,
Again, the outfit's not very Thanatos-y, but the scythe is pretty cool.
It's cool, but it's not very Thanatos-y, yeah. I like the scythe, though. Very Bloodborne-y. Reminds me of Gehrman's.
Yeah, I kind of look like something from Bloodborne, don't I?
That's kind of
the
the
scythe
whole
even
shtick with
looks
Reaper.
like the burial blade from Bloodborne.
Yeah, like I was saying, that's Gehrman's scythe, just straight up.
Pretty much.
Well, there are plenty of people at the docks. Go figure.
Tom's
Honestly-
over at Tom's
Honestly, I say I kind of look like a Soul Reaper.
Yeah, kind of like a Soul Reaper who got beat up a bunch and just didn't bother to change his clothes and wears a black undershirt.
Indeed.
All right,
switch
tell him
back
so.
to the Dark Knights and teleportation.
And then and then you guys can help me settle on which outfit I'm gonna use. I have a collection of outfits I can swap between, and I'm not sure which one to roll with. Because on the one hand, my Asian outfit looks great, but it's also really flashy and just doesn't feel like Mika. So
Yeah, but it's appropriate
Yeah.
considering what we're about to do. Like,
Honestly,
I intend to wear this throughout the expansion. When we get to the end of the expansion, I'm going to try my best to make a near-field accurate outfit, including the wings. So,
Honestly,
will those Diabolos wings are a fashion item, right?
yeah, which means you wear them in the overworld, but they, and like, I think some instances as well, but they come off for trials and dungeons and things.
And I don't think they will stay on if you're in combat, do they? Kind of
think-
like how you put away an umbrella to fight something.
I think they stay on in the overworld. But
yeah. Honestly, I'm just gonna stick with my Shadowbringers outfit.
either way, I still want it for me because it would complete the look. But yeah.
So
Warriors
here's the
of
outfit
the
I'm
Light.
currently wearing.
Yep.
I also have this one as an option.
Yeah, that's the old good-looking one from Heaven's Ward.
Yep. Let's
Me
see.
approves of that one.
I've got this one.
That looks more a red mage than anything.
Mika is a red page.
Well, not in here, she ain't.
Here I'm white mage. I've got the one I was just wearing.
So I don't remember that one. There's the
Come on,
Asian
yeah.
one.
Same gear. And I've got my Stormblood outfit.
Yeah.
I go with the Asian gear at least for a while, if only because it's just thematically appropriate.
I mean, honestly, I don't. As much as the Asian gear kind of looks cool, I don't particularly like the big, like, red crystal thing in the center.
Yeah.
To be
Yeah, like if it
honest.
weren't for the gem, I would be a lot more eager to roll with it.
The black mage version of the outfit is actually what Logriff wore. Fun fact.
Really?
Interesting.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna stick with this outfit.
As it is, I kind of want to roll with
yes,
this
I'm
one.
keeping the mask because it's cool.
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna roll with this one because I just like this one.
I would wear the mask, but I want to see facial expressions. Like, I was good with the Vader's helmet, like the Dragoon helmet, because you can still see the mouth, so you got some expression. I don't want ones that cover the face entirely.
Anyway, now that we've settled on our looks, the most important of things to settle on,
Talk to
let's
Graha.
talk to Tataru.
I'm talking to Graha first, and Estinian and everyone else.
Alright, Estinian says, the travel can be tedious, but I don't mind it. It's a rare experience for most Ishgarians.
And
This man's already been all over
Graha
the
says,
place.
Graha says, never thought the day would come when I would be sailing home again. It always seems so far away.
Correct.
For him, it's been
Briange.
much longer than us.
I
Briange.
shudder to think what manner of truth awaited us beyond the indigo deep. Still more do I dread the prospect of discussions long overdue.
Crit.
Contrary to what you might think, this will be like going home for me as well. I may have learned how to survive in Limsa, but it was in Sharlayan where I was taught, quite relentlessly I might add, the skills to properly live.
Ah, Sharlayan, I can't wait for it to be exposed to
Come on.
Inspector Hildebrand.
Stola! Or,
Patch
yeah, Stola.
content.
I might have lived in Master Matoya's cave for a good part of my life, but even for me, the thought of returning to Sharlayan is quite exciting. I can hardly imagine how it is for the others who lived most of their lives there.
For now,
Alfie.
though a part of me looks forward to returning home, I've not forgotten that my father stripped us of the privileges of our family name. I hope it doesn't cause trouble with the officials upon our arrival.
Still interested in what their mother had to say about that.
And Alize.
What a grim reason to bring you to Sharlayan. Not much to be done about it, I suppose, but I would have liked to give you the grand tour under happier circumstances.
Alright,
Oh, alright.
let's talk to Zodiac.
Who's totally not Zodiac.
Everyone's here, which is good, because I've already paid for your passage and the fee is non-refundable. Ship for Sharlayan should be pulling into port soon, so please follow me and have all your luggage close at hand.
I
got my sword.
have space bow.
You know, you still have used that ever since A Realm Reborn.
I haven't found a bow I like better.
I'm probably going to be keeping the sword, like, even after I get maybe the one from Shadowbringers, if I don't switch to Reaper. I don't know.
Enabling text auto advance. When I played this scene on my main character, it was night.
Remind me how to do auto advance on keyboard.
I think for you guys, it's tab.
Press space. No, press space and then hit yes.
They've almost finished loading our cargo. We should be ready to depart right on schedule, or so I'm told.
It's weird being back on keyboard.
It is nice to have a smooth beginning to one's journey, at the very least.
It's funny.
It is so awesome to hear their voices again.
Right?
Master Louis Soir came here on a ship very much like this one. And now, years later, the street urchin he befriended that day is bound for his mentor's homeland. With his mentor's grandchildren, no less.
Aye. 'Tis upon reflection that every twist of time's river and fate's whims are brought into sharp relief. Thou hast matured much in the intervening years. Wert thou not caught attempting to relieve Master Louis Soir of his purse scant moments after he made landfall upon this dock?
Oh, really? Now that's a tale I'd like to hear.
And say something prowl.
And everybody's just crowding around
Will this be
Thancred.
your first visit to Sharlayan, Sir?
It's fun to pick on.
Sir Estinian?
That narrow-eyed glare.
Stop your mewling, boy.
Are we strangers newly met? Why this stiff formality?
I merely meant it as a professional courtesy, since we are now colleagues in an official sense.
Hero worshipping gold.
I'd rather you dispense with the service, especially in private company.
I'm talking to you,
Sirs.
Hutu, Graha.
And in kind, little Lord
Kind. Little Lord Alfino.
Little son!
Point, Justinian. Painfully well.
You made your Lord opinion painfully well.
Better.
Better.
That synced up perfectly with what he said on my end.
Are you alright, Tataru? You seem positively distraught.
Distraught? Me? Don't be silly. I think it's lovely that they get to see their homeland.
Oh, Tataru, we know you come with. You're on the poster.
It's just... we're trying to thwart the schemes of an army hellbent on destroying the world. And, once again, I have to stay behind and worry that this is the last time I'll get to see my friends.
Oh.
What do we say?
Top one, obviously.
Yeah.
The bottom one makes you sound like an asshole.
Yeah, let's make the promise that we definitely cannot keep.
Hey.
Don't remind me of Forge 4, that's still fresh for Azela.
I'm the
Ori
warrior.
Boulder has a voice!
Let us call today.
Hori! Kultine! What brings you all this way?
We're to assist the Maelstrom and the Kobolds with a lunar primal operation, so we thought we'd see you off before heading to the tower.
I imagine his voice would be deeper.
Flamine and the others wish you all a safe journey, and promise that they'll look after things here until you return.
Did Hori get any left?
Of course. Aye. We, your fellow Scions of the Seventh Dawn, will do our part to ensure the end of the world won't happen on our watch.
They're gonna kill Hori and Kultinan, aren't they?
Oh, they can't do it
If
yet.
they do,
It's
if
still,
they have, I have not gotten to any points like that.
I mean, there's still that one sister who's trying to bed both him and his brother at the same time. If you talk to people around the
Then we
The
must delay
stones.
no longer. We will contact you the moment we learn aught of value. Wish us luck.
Have a safe journey, and please, please, be careful.
This is music from 1.0, by the way.
Then Daniel, prepare your zodiacs, that my fast must be broken. Tremors await.
Is that the level 80 paladin gear?
No.
Ori's always had that outfit, he's never changed it.
Is it?
And
I just sworn it looked a lot different.
venture forth unto the unknown.
Maybe yes.
A fate beyond the horizon that cannot be divined. A future undefined and in flux. In
Hold down the fort. I'm going on vacation.
Words of wisdom will suffice.
That's Van Daniel, isn't it?
One talking right now is Emmett.
That which
And
lives
Emmet.
is destined to die. Love leads to loss.
The narration.
Healing has an end.
Yeah.
But Emmett dead.
So he can provide the narration.
Every moment, every
No,
step
that-
of your descent.
The fact that he's narrating has implications of importance.
Watch it, all the Unsundered are gonna just return for shit.
I mean, they had Louis Swat be the narrator for A Realm Reborn.
Yeah, and he showed up at the end of it and
There,
finding
in
coils.
the depths where souls and stars rest, find your truth.
Yes, Hades.
What?
As you guys didn't immediately recognize his voice, considering how iconic it is.
Well, yeah, it just... I just wasn't expecting it, so I didn't think of it.
It was also in the trailer.
Honestly, with the whole pandemonium thing, I was wondering if they would use La Brea instead.
I have no idea what's going on with that yet.
So we won't probably know about that until the patch content, right?
Well, it's before patch content, the first part.
Yeah, Pandemonium's first stuff will launch in a couple weeks after launch.
Still, I'm all for more Emmett. If we have some live stream
I'm
stuff.
not.
Emmett helped us in the end, remember?
Emmett's awesome, man.
He also used to
Yeah,
be like
Emmett.
our best friend in like the previous life we had. Him and I for days.
And then we threw an axe through him.
Yeah, and
then he saved us from Elidibus.
all things no, he seems rather chill about the fact that we stabbed him with Ardbut's axe. Which is technically our axe, because Ardbut is us.
Why am I hearing answers?
What? I'm not there yet. What? Don't
Neither am I. He has no choice. The dialogue's automatic. It's gonna go no matter what. So we're just gonna.
I don't like this song. This song alarms me.
Oh, you're both ahead of me, but that's fine. I've seen this already. Fun fact: what you are seeing is a recreation of the very first possible scene any player of this game could have ever seen. Lim Solomon's intro from 1.0 is the only available intro for the beta. That's what this is.
I hide the limb. I don't. This music concerns me. I'm scared.
Why are you making that noise?
My fellow earlier riser.
Reasons.
Stop it. It's annoying.
We're hardly alone.
Distracting.
Envious of those still sleeping soundly, no doubt. Called out to you, you say? I've heard nothing myself. In any case, I dare say the sea air will do you good. Why not join the others on deck? Sharlayan should be coming into
Man, this song gives me goosebumps.
Yeah, and it usually is a prelude to either someone dying or a world exploding. Or Marasu sinking.
There is a glowy woman.
The not?
Hold your commentary, Hades.
But I have questions.
Hold your commentary.
The not I.
My voice yet reaches you. I am glad.
Hi.
Hear, feel, think.
I'm waiting in the dialogue option.
We meet face to face at last. My warrior of light, guided by the crystal.
New version of answers. I'm at the dialogue.
Tom?
Almost there.
So, this is Heidelin.
Well, I think this is Hylian, but remember, Venat is the heart of Hylian, so this is her body, Elidibus style.
This is the body of Vanab, but it is nevertheless just Heidelin projecting to us. So what do we say?
Why now, Heidelin?
Yeah, I kind of like the top one.
Okay, I picked it.
After your sojourn in the first, I believe you have your answer. You have gained an understanding of what I truly am, what Heidelin has always been, a primal.
He admits it.
So are we tempered?
Zodiac was created to forestall the apocalypse, which threatened the ancient world. And I was brought forth to bind him. yet 7 times now. Those who would orchestrate a return to that bygone era have rejoined a shard to the god I had sundered. The greater his strength grows, the swifter does mine own diminish. The power to draw your mind into the rift betwixt is no longer mine to wield. Yet though it taxes me sorely, I dare not leave these words unsaid. Even bereft of my guidance, you and your companions have accepted the burden of this star's troubled past. A conjunction has begun to form, an intertwining of your time and mine. Wheels shudder and turn. Conflict looms. Monumental. Which will decide the fate of this world and all life upon it. When you truly understand what is at stake, and your journey has prepared you to surmount the insurmountable, then shall I honor the promise made in another time, another age.
And you're not going to tell us what that promise is, are you?
It is like being cryptic.
Folks, Sharlayan's just over yonder.
I will not keep you further. Your traveler's heart must yearn to behold this unfamiliar land. We shall meet again, and soon.
When she said promise, did she mean to us or like past?
I don't know.
Maybe
I've
maybe just for, like it used to be for not her old friends before she became Heidelin.
Who knows? I don't know yet. I haven't gotten that far. I'm only level 85 on my main.
I wonder if it's going to fall in Alexander, where she knows that her very existence is a threat, so after everything else is done, she's going to ask us to kill her or something.
Still a bit stiff, though.
I don't know. Maybe.
And a good morning to you too. Taking a look at the island already?
Then let's go. Let's go. Might still be room in the prow if we're lucky.
So we never gonna tell anybody that we just saw Heidelin?
But learning from Orion, it seems.
Ah, the sleepers have arisen. There she is. Good old Sharlayan.
Oh, I see it.
Fancy. Is there a time where Simeon isn't leaning against something?
Home at last. Well, maybe not in Father's eyes, but we'll manage on our own, if we must.
You do know you're not alone in this, don't you? Indeed, 'tis as Sir Estinian saith. Forget not the comrades who boarded this ship at your side, I prithee.
Thank you, my friends. We are ever grateful for your steadfast support.
Upon arrival, we will be disembarking into the heart of Sharlayan proper. There is no greater concentration of wisdom in all the world. I am confident that somewhere within that center of knowledge and learning, we will find the answers we seek.
Moon!
Moon!
Endwalker, finally!
Endwalker. Many months we
Roll
have waited
credits.
for this.
Also, going through as a Veiler, Hyland said a line when Minfilia first became the voice, where she mentioned the Zodiac being upon the sun and moon.
Sharlayan, the solitary island nation of the northern seas.
Emmet.
Where under the watchful gaze of Thaliak, patron deity of scholars, academics hoard all manner of knowledge and secrets. Once, they deigned to accept foreign students into a distant colony maintained in the Dravanian hinterlands. How swiftly they abandoned it once the first
I was about to say, this looks a lot like the hinterlands.
soil.
That was New Sharlayan.
Mm-hmm.
No,
So
Idleshire.
averse to the prosecution of war, these men of wisdom.
Old
would be
Sharlayan.
allies.
The northern empty.
Oh shit, there are northern lights here.
I thought
I
they
didn't
never
see
let
those
us
on my
off
first
ship.
time through.
What's next then? Entry applications?
Hopefully they find no cause to deny us.
What's with the keys?
I'm using mine to fidget.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Alright.
May be refused
I just
outright.
need something in my fingers.
'Tis true that, as a nation, Sharlayan only forms trade agreements with a select few neutral countries. But from a practical standpoint, an island cannot afford to be overly strict with its borders. Especially not if that island's people are wholly devoted to the accumulation of knowledge. If one submits the proper paperwork, with satisfactory evidence of identity and intent, then foreigners may be granted entry.
May.
Quite. So let us be absolutely clear on these points before we proceed. The immigration officer will ask for your affiliation and your purpose of visit. Considering Sharlayan's views on intervention, I strongly suggest we avoid any mention of the Scions. Kral has laid the groundwork for us to act as associates
So we have
of
to
the
lie.
students of Baldessian. And our
Yeah,
ostensible
we need to
reason for
omit.
being here is to aid in their order's restoration. Rahatir, it might expedite our progress should an actual student be seen at the head of our little group. Would you mind leading the way?
Of course. The immigration officers were this way, as I recall. Shall we?
Easy to forget that Grahatia was once a student of Baldessian, and still is, technically.
Longer for him. He lived an entire alternate universe.
We've just arrived
Timeline,
and are
whatever.
eager to make our way into the city. Would you be so kind as to process our entry application?
His soul is like, what, 200 years older than ours?
That's 100.
Certainly. I see by your mark you are an Archon.
I am. Grahat here of the students of Baldessian at your service. I was assigned to an Eorzean survey team, but have returned to assist with the reformation of my order. My associates here will provide additional support.
Very good. I have paperwork detailing your group and its scheduled arrival for today.
There's going to be a lot of paperwork with these people.
And it seems some few of your companions are also Archons. If you'll step forward, we can process those applications first.
Is Tora Rule Thancred Waters?
Mm-hmm. I don't remember Urianje's last name.
Oriange thee thy thou.
Thee thy thou. Thee thy thou prithee.
See how it glows. That list is etherically linked with a citizen registry kept in the main repository.
I've confirmed your status as Archons and amended your travel records accordingly. Welcome home. Now, who do we have here?
This might be awkward depending on what Fortuna has been doing. Ahem.
Yeah, how do you want to bet their dad's already cleared out their names?
And Alize Leveilleur.
Things are no longer Revelia.
Your applications have also been approved. Having said that, the streets are abuzz with talk of how House Leveilleur's lord disowned his young progeny. And while such personal circumstances constitute no reason to deny you entry, I urge you to avoid exacerbating your present situation. Times are quite troubled enough already.
We shall keep that in mind.
I'll punch a bitch.
These last two are not Sharlayan natives, but you will find their credentials.
I want to eat this little potato.
An application was made in
I mean, it was practical. I mean, it was practical advice. A little bluntly delivered, but practical.
Name and occupation.
Hold on, I'm not there yet.
Name and occupation.
I'm waiting.
Hi, I'm Aralia Blackstone.
So, what do we say? Do we say adventure by trade, artisan, or champion of Eorzea?
Last
Does
one
it really
probably
matter?
not.
Does it really matter?
I went with the top one because
Artisan? I can't.
closest to the-
I don't do any of the disciple jobs, so I can't say that.
So yeah, champion of Eorzea is probably going to get us a really dirty look.
I think artisan would work really well if we were a disciple in any of like the hands or the land. It may not.
So I'm guessing adventure probably would be our best bet.
Yeah. Let's take it. Up one.
Thanatos Shadowgrass, adventurer by trade.
An adventure.
Also known as Taliesin once upon
Well,
a time.
I suppose that is considered a valid calling in your native Eorzea, and it does indeed match the profile provided. You may enter.
I feel condescended.
Little.
And you, sir?
Is you a dragoon?
Justinian Varlina, formerly of the Order of the Knights Dragoon in Ishgard.
Varlina?
Formally, at least. And what, pray tell, is your profession now?
An adventurer. Go for adventurer. Here goes Cryo.
Cryo?
To the rescue!
Yes, Estinian, with the imagination of a potato. Need to be saved by
Hi,
a real
Cryo.
potato.
My associate is a mercenary, hired for his strength at arms. Surely you are aware of the dangers we often face on our forays into the wilderness.
With the
Mr.
clutch save there,
Saldes,
Cryle.
If you insist on sponsoring his entry, then so be it. But while I appreciate that desperate times call for desperate measures, I find your choice of company concerning. Be advised that even a single misstep may have severe repercussions for your organization.
I
When
have
I
every
eat.
confidence in my chosen company, dear and trusted comrades that they are. But I thank you for your concern.
We're gonna get a lot of Holy Vow, aren't we?
Yes. I thought it was bad in Ishgard. This one's worse.
Ishgard got better when we punched the Pope.
So we need to punch whoever's in charge here?
There'll be 100 forum members. There'll be 99 forum members.
Yeah, we're the Warrior of Light. They're nothing.
They can all get in line. Punch, 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 punch.
They are all effective mages now. Fish.
There is much to discuss, but this is hardly the place. Let's be on our way, shall we? go! Welcome, friends, to Sharlayan.
At least we have Cryle.
I wonder what Estinian was gonna
I
say.
should hope my welcome includes a generous salary.
Hey, you guys are getting paid?
I had to say something, Mr. Taciturn. Alright, so, we are now in Sharlayan. Before we proceed, I need to go pee, so as soon as I'm out of the loading screen, I will be right back.
You know, honestly... Honestly, like... I think that's the first time I ever heard Estinian's last name.
I think we've heard it before, like at least when we first introduced him.
Alright, I'm gonna go get the big etherite.
Yes, and, the hunts thing should be right around here, though. We might need to unlock it first.
Uh-huh. You really just want those wings, don't you?
Yes!
This is a weird-looking etherite.
It's the Sharlayan logo, isn't it?
Yes. It's still weird.
Old Sharlayan new to you is the main quest you need to do, and then I unlock side quest Elite and Dangerous. Which I then do, and then I can do that. So yeah, if at any point in the week when we're not doing the stories, if you want to hop on, maybe I'll help you with some of your leveling and you help me do some hunts.
I'm fine with that.
Because I need
Hunts is a good... Yeah, Hunts is a good one, though. Can I do them at level 70 or so?
I mean... imagine if we alternate, like we do a hunt and then like amidst your or do them while waiting for your duty roulettes.
Fair enough. I'm curious what the response would have been if we just said like Champion of Eorzea.
I don't know. Probably something incredibly conniving, sarcastic, and like, I'm sure you are, dear. Yes, I'm sure you are.
Or what about if we actually were an artisan, like, we actually did have, like...
That probably would have been the ideal response, but I'm not sure how that would have gone, because me isn't. I don't have any of those jobs. I'm back.
I technically have Miner, but I haven't done anything with it.
I'm back. I also have a cough drop. Do we talk to Cryle?
Yes. We also got the etherite.
Oh, you did, I didn't. I'm scoping out the hunts.
I'll go get the etherite real quick.
I'm talking to Cryle now.
It looks really weird.
Can we talk to
I'm just
Cryle
getting
first?
the Ethernet shard real quick.
But why do we get it together? When we go together?
Alright, Cryle.
Yeah.
I'm glad I spotted your ship coming into port. Officers are born bureaucrats and sticklers for detail. In any case, you may relax and take a moment to get your land legs back.
Horse
chestnut weapon coffer. I kind of want to save that and see if I can get something for Reaper.
Well, I'm going to open it and see what the bow looks like.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to probably be using that one...
What is it?
That one scythe.
Doesn't beat space bow. Go figure.
But is it better stats-wise?
I never even checked that, to be honest. No, it's not.
High
it wouldn't be.
Guillotine.
I'm using the Cryptolurker's composite bow. I bought it literally 2 days ago.
Alright, this thing looks weird.
Gross. Let's see it.
Mine will last for a short while.
Huh. It has flowers on it.
I don't like it.
Yeah, not the best.
I'm waiting.
Pardon me a moment.
Oh, turn.
Pardon me a moment. I must fix this.
Yes, disable auto. Okay.
Thank you.
Alright, I'm waiting on Cryle.
Cryle.
I had thought to launch directly into an explanation of what I've learned and how we might proceed. this is the Warrior of Light and Estinian's first time in Sharlayan, and for the rest of you, a homecoming that was long overdue. You must have places you wish to visit and people you're dying to see. Therefore, I propose we postpone our agenda so that you all may have sufficient time to recover from your journey and get your bearings in the city. Once you've settled in, we can reconvene at the Baldessian annex. How does that sound?
It's a fine suggestion. You may not be welcome at the Levier estate as such, but I should like to nose around the neighborhood all the same.
We can't even go and see their mom?
I'm equally untethered, as it were. There is no particular place that my kin call home. Still, I would not pass up the opportunity to reacquaint myself with the city.
Likewise. A quick tour of our old haunts might even yield some useful gossip. The annex was west of the Aetheryte Plaza, wasn't it? I shall join you there and on.
Yes, we'll see you there.
Does she still even have any family in here?
She has multiple. Like she's one of 7 sisters. The other one's is Umitra. We haven't seen any of the others.
Half sister.
I did not know that, actually.
Yeah, she's one of 7.
I too have places I would be remiss in not visiting forthwith. By thy leave.
What of you, Estinian? My services as a guide are yours for the asking.
That won't be necessary. Until we reconvene, I prefer to wander as the wind takes me.
Wait, hold on a second. I thought Estinian's last name was Warmblood.
That's like a title he goes by often.
Like Shadowgrass.
Oh.
Or a Phil, now I think of it.
Yeah, kinda.
Well, Raha, would you like to join us then? You've been gone for quite a while, and this would be the perfect way to refresh those dusty old memories of yours.
Raha.
Well, you know.
Drop the tribe if you're particularly close with them, you know.
Oh, fair enough.
Oh, of course, if you will have me.
Kind of like how
Come.
Matoya calls her
Garlean awaits.
Stola.
Yeah,
Well, not really,
like
'cause
Matoya calls you Stola.
Yeah.
Or how Stola referred to Imitra as just Mitra.
Yeah, Stola pillow.
Stola pillow.
Yes, there was the Stola pillow.
Alright, now I need to wait for Grahatia to load in. Here he is.
Graha.
Alright. Are we talking to him? We got the dialogue up? After you, my friend. I am more than content to follow your lead. Grahatia is now accompanying you. Keep him at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. You can leave Grahatia behind by entering a different area, using the Ethernet, or by putting too much distance between you. You can also speak with Grahatia and select the option to part ways. If you wish to have Grahatia accompany you again, return and speak with him at the original location. While Grahatia is accompanying you, next try speaking with Kryl.
We have a pet Graha. I pet him. I pet the cat.
Oh my god.
I pet the other cat too. She doesn't want to be left out. Mika.
Hands off the pussy!
Hands off the pussy cat! You knew I was gonna have to make a joke like that somewhere. Alright. Talking to Kryl?
Someone here still wearing the Army Born Dragoon outfit. Nice.
All set? Then let us be on our way. Our first stop, amusingly enough, will be the last stand. It's a cafe on the west side of the harbor.
Kryl is also now accompanying you. Lead your 2 companions to the last stand and speak with Kryl at the designated location. While you are accompanied, you may encounter conversation points along the way, which offer additional topics of discussion. Enter the glowing area and speak with your quest companions to initiate these bonus conversations. Enjoy exploring your surroundings together.
Well, while we're doing this, we can go about grabbing these Ethernet shards and stuff.
Yeah, so let's just get all the ether stuff and then go to the quest objective.
Yep.
Alright.
Give us a chance to have an explore.
Even though, like, this tour will take us to all of those anyway.
Fair enough, let's go.
Yeah.
Here's a conversation point over here.
Yep. Which one first, Graha or Cryle?
Graha. Discuss the giant tower and his giant statue in the harbor.
Ah, now that is a sight one could hardly forget. The great statue of Thaliak. As a student of Baldessian, I was usually quartered on the Isle of Val, but I would gaze upon the scholar's wise features every time I returned by ship to the city.
Trial.
This path leading out towards the sea is known as the Thaliak Stoa, so named for the statue of the scholar which stands at its end. As you know, the Sharlayan people prize the accumulation of wisdom above all else. Thus, when Thaliak was chosen as our patron deity, it was more a matter of pragmatism than belief. An alignment of principles, as it were. We may have honored him with a rather impressive sculpture, yes, but our faith is not so restrictive as that of, say, the Ashgardians. Individual Shardians can, and do, worship the divinities of their choosing.
Alright then. There's another one over here.
Yeah, this is the quest objective. You can tell by the swirly lights.
Ooh, restaurant.
Talk to the Cryle.
Okay, we're coming. Oh, it's having a look around. Is this the inn room?
No. That's the Baldessian annex.
And here we are, the last stand. I may have mentioned this before, but although our research...
Hold on a sec. The cough drop was getting small and it was getting annoying because it kept traveling around on currents of saliva.
Lovely. Good to have you telling these things.
Like a slippery eel on fungusy moss.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Get on with it.
Alright.
I may have mentioned this before, but although our research into nutrition and food preparation is quite extensive, the average Sharlayan tends to regard seasoning and flavor with certain indifference.
We've seen your bread.
How can I put this? The food is... it's bland. As encapsulated by our infamous Archon loaf, the prevailing sentiment towards cuisine is dietary value first and taste a distant second. There was one pupil at the studium, however, who would stomach the school's insipid meals no longer, so he quit his lessons and poured all his savings into building a proper eatery. And so the last stand came to be. It is, as the name implies, the sole dedicated outpost of fine dining in Sharlayan. The one and only bastion of the culinary arts in an isle of otherwise mediocre fare.
I seem to recall their burger being hailed as one of the more impressive items on the menu. Not that I've ever had the pleasure of eating one myself.
Eat a burger.
Reckon has cheeseburger.
Here's cat cheeseburger.
Burger.
Because you were a typical Sharlayan when it came to cheap and convenient, Raha. But surely Tataru has since taught you how to appreciate a well-prepared dish. We should all stop in when time permits and sample the cafe's delights.
Where's Ignis when you need him?
Shall we press on? The stairs to the side of the cafe there will take us up to the Aetheryte Plaza.
Must has cat burger.
Must has cat burger? I do not want to have a burger that has cat meat in it, thank you. I'm not from China.
Kishola and Graha would look at you funny.
I would look at me funny. I'm playing a cat. Look at me.
Look at me. You're playing a Mika. Mika is special and an individual.
Look at this fucking tail.
You are a Mika. A Mika is a Mika, and there's only one of her.
You're still a cat.
She is a Mika. She is Mikachu.
She is cat. Mikachu. And me cut you.
And he's gonna start running now.
Get back here. Okay. Okay, Cryle, talk to us. Tell us things.
Unusual shape, isn't it? I assure you, however, that it's perfectly functional aetherite. Remember to attend yourself before we move on.
Yeah, because no one here has ever forgotten to do that.
Oh, being the diligent tour guide that I am, I should make mention of the Confluence, a research facility located on this very plaza. It its much vaunted discoveries are the reason Sharlayan stands at the forefront of teleportation technology. Deciphering the underlying principles of Allegan Etherites, it allowed us to understand and reconstruct what was essentially a lost art.
The confluence of chaotic proportions is required.
Chaotic confluence of untold proportion.
Now if we go to our next destination, our path leads northeast to the Agora, Sharlayan's largest marketplace.
Already got this, yes? Yes. So if we come over here...
There's your wings, Nee.
No, I want.
See, they even animate. Anyways. So, this is interesting. Nee, come on.
I just went through and said, I want, and then walked off. Yes. Yes, what?
Let's talk to Graha first.
Books, yeah.
Mind if I browse the shelves for a moment? Maybe some hidden gems I've yet to read.
Only a moment? How optimistic! Feel free to browse all you like, but we won't wait around for you.
Perhaps I'll return here later, then.
Trial.
And Trial.
These little open-air bookstores are so uniquely Sharlayan. I'd always thought them a common sight until I visited other nations.
Yeah, other nations aren't quite as booky.
You know, I'm picturing that half those shelves are filled with manga, and that's what Graha wanted.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on now. We all know he was after the H section.
I'm pretty sure the only explicit material he is his worry of like fan fictions.
Oh yeah. especially for like mine, because female cat girl. Anyways,
Yeah.
Come to the
Probably
Agora.
co-written with Alizé.
Alizé's 16, man. Anyways,
Have you met teenagers? And also, she's technically older than that. So, and also, on top of all that, do you remember how they were fighting over us, literally, in Shadowbringers?
anyways.
Welcome to the Agora, where you can find wares made in Sharlayan as well as a wide selection of imported goods. They also used to sell questionable prototypes from the various research institutes, but I think that practice has thankfully died out. For the most part. Otherwise, I can think of no better place to stock up for your next big adventure. Am I overselling it? On a more serious note, the next step on our tour is one which has particular relevance to our ultimate purpose here. We must head back to the Aetherite Plaza, follow the path north, and climb the stairs up to that imposing building at the very top.
Which I'm
Also,
getting
didn't Alizé start as 16 and Realm Reborn? That's when we met her.
Yeah, and from a purely like technical standpoint, even though it makes no sense.
Yeah,
all of
no,
the
don't even
story
start.
stuff
I know where
in
this is
one
going.
year.
Don't start with that. That's bullshit, and I refuse to acknowledge it.
I mean, I do too on a realistic level, but word of God. She says it's been 1 year.
Well,
it doesn't make any fucking sense. It's been 1 year.
As an atheist, you know what I think of God.
I think I went the wrong way.
You definitely did. You're supposed to go up.
I'm just exploring.
Oh wait, I was supposed to go north, wasn't I?
Do we have? Well, that's an ass. We'll go there later, won't we? Let's have a look. What studium is over there? Ah, yeah, that's where Alphino used to try and chat up girls with drawings. I'm sure he'd like us to forget that little tidbit, but we haven't.
Indeed.
As it is, I'm not even sure he knows that we know. No, because Kryl told us behind his back.
Yep.
Alright.
It's a skill I picked up for reasons I no longer remember.
Alright, Graha.
These little decorative features are typical of Sharlayan architecture. Aside from the research wing, our headquarters on the Isle of Vol were rather simple and rustic by comparison.
And Kryl?
This is the word I'm not even going to try and pronounce. An area dedicated to the blessings of water. For Sharlayans, water represents more than a life-sustaining liquid. It's a reminder of the great flood which precipitated the birth of our nation, as well as a symbol of the knowledge which flows from Thaliak's divine ewer. This is the reason you see an abundance of fountains throughout the city, and a propensity for utilizing water as a decorative feature in our architecture.
So I
Big Thumbral Calamity. Okay.
So wait, like, I mean the calamity that wiped out most of the mages?
Yeah, the one that was on the Void Ark and stuff.
Yeah. Sharlayan was founded from people who managed to see that ahead of time and managed to get away from it out on the water. And come for whatever his name was. He was a Rogadin.
It was that Umbral era that eventually birthed Eorzea as it is today.
Oh, then.
This grand structure before you is the rostra. The name refers to the original public platform erected here, upon which a forum of elected representatives would deliver orations and debate policy. Although the stage has since evolved into council chambers, the nature of the forum and the duties of its members remain largely unchanged. Am I boring you, Raha? You seem awfully distracted.
My apologies. Here, one can see the entire city spread out below. The vista put me in mind of my arrival on the 1st. Those who had gathered at the Crystal Tower asked me how they might go about building a new home. Naturally, my answers were all inspired by my knowledge of the finest settlement I could think of. Great city of Sharlayan. And, bit by bit, those few buildings grew into a town. A community. Crystarium. You can almost see its echo.
I see. Feel free to come up here whenever you wish, when it doesn't spontaneously get cloudy on us. I don't think the councillors would object to you simply enjoying the view. Such memories should be treasured. Now, however, the tour must go on. Our spectacle of sightseeing concludes with the fittingly named Journey's End. Walk down the stairs to the east and continue straight ahead.
Real quickly, I'm going to grab the Rostra Ethernet shard over here.
Yep. It almost feels weird to have me and this group back on the source. I mean, I know we did the Alliance raids, but I mean, story-wise, we spent so much time in the first.
Wonder if we'll ever go back.
Well,
like for main story.
Pick up some coffee biscuits and we'll have a reason to deliver them to someone.
I still want Gaia to be part of the story here, like.
If
her,
she's gonna
that would be nice.
If she's gonna turn out, it would probably be in Pandemonium.
Maybe. Of course, if they do make our main story deal, then it'll make the Eden raids required, like they did with the Crystal Towers.
Yeah. All right, Kryl.
We've arrived at Journey's End. History tells us that this was where those who set ashore with Archon Yunghulf built their first homes.
I don't fucking know how to pronounce that name. Nilkrim for something.
In the present day, it serves as the residential district for the most important officials and the oldest Sharlayan families. You'll see that one mansion is clearly larger than its neighbors. That estate belongs to our friends from House Leveilleur. All things considered, we should probably keep our distance for the time being. And with that, we bring our little Sharlayan tour to a close. I hope it has proven to be an entertaining and enlightening experience. Now, shall we head directly to the Baldessian Annex? You remember the raid, don't you, Raha?
Let me think. We head down towards the harbour, cross the bridge to our right, then follow the path below the Aetherite Plaza?
Correct. After you.
God, without me, I have business here.
No. Come back.
And here I thought that Thanatos would be the one to do that. I'm still not used to my health being this low.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm used to not. Like I'm still trying to get used to the fact that Hades, that you didn't get the Ethernet shard. Either of them.
Oh. Well.
Yeah. I'm feeling it particularly as available because she was at the slightly over the HP Nia is currently at. Which meant that she could solo all like the All-Round Reborn stuff and like level 50 stuff. Only tend to struggle when they got to the 60s. But now she can't do that anymore.
Yeah. As matters stand, as I'm given to understand it, you're like supposed to get like some sort of big buff when doing that sort of content to sort of compensate.
For the fact, like, I remember when doing Party Finder for the big extreme fights, like you just need like a level 80 or 2 for the 60s, and you can do it easily. It wouldn't really be possible with this HP nowadays.
I mean, the bosses also got adjusted, but anyway.
Yeah, but, but it's when you do extreme fights for old content, like that's not necessarily adjusted as much for its own native level.
Anyways, got some stuff we're talking with Kryl and Graha over here. I'm talking to Kryl first, discussing Journey's End.
Where is the Thanatos?
He's over the Baldessian Annex. He just beelined.
Fair enough.
Sharlayan is full of educational and research institutions. There are still professors who prefer to establish their own private practices. Not that I ever attended the exclusive schools they run in these residences. Perhaps the twins could tell you more about them.
And Graha.
Where are you?
Right. We crossed this bridge here, as I recall. Stick to the path and be careful not to end up back on the Aetheryte Plaza.
We took a detour to go talk to them a bit more.
And also get more Ethernet shards. Boing.
So Thanatos, go that way. There's a dash point. For some reason my animations aren't showing. I try and do them. It's weird. Like, do you see me doing an animation when I do this?
Well, I'm not looking at you right now. I'm back to the.
I do not. I think it.
There you go.
I think it might just be like latency.
Yeah, it's delayed. But yeah, Thanatos, you go grab the Ethernet shards, and we'll meet you back there.
You're just sliding around now, Tom.
Oh, fuck.
Your animations are frozen. You're just sliding.
Well, I'm gonna slam my way over to the inn.
That was like a ghost of Phasmophobia just sliding right into my camera.
Wow.
You're still sliding.
Wow, what can I say? What can I see? By all technicalities, she is a dead woman.
You know, I thought we were supposed to stay away from the Levier mansion.
Yeah, just.
I broke in, I found his bed, and I shit in it.
That is weirdly specific, but okay.
I'm inspired slightly by one Scanlan. He has a tendency to do that. Shit in people's beds. And for him, Fortunato Novelia...
And not has a habit of shitting in alleyways. Did you see the video I sent you about fresh cut grass, by the way?
Nope.
I just wait for Hades.
Yeah, we are outside the inn.
So yeah, all things considered, I do like the look of Sharlayan. It is a very beautiful city.
Oh wait, shit.
Oh wait, shit.
Oh.
What did you do?
Uh-oh.
What did you do?
You left them behind.
Yeah.
You used the Ethernet. You are now experiencing the pain of one of the problems with this system. If you use the Ethernet, you lose your followers and you have to go back and get them. And then you have to walk here. Sorry. That is the drawback to all of this. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Probably just a technical limitation.
Hey, boy.
If enough people get annoyed about it, they'll probably fix it in the future, but that ain't now, so.
Alright, now I got these two now. Fucking follow me.
A pet that Mika makes me feel better. Get back here! Let me pet you!
No!
Yes.
Oh my god, the lag is so real. You guys look like you're just floating.
Just sliding along.
Yes.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. Anyways, Kryl.
Kryl.
Thanatos, Mika and let me pet her.
As the joyous look on Raha's face has undoubtedly informed you, this is the Baldessian Annex. continue up the hill, you'll arrive on the doorstep of Phenomenon. But I think we've explored enough for one day. We can take you there another time. Inside with you then.
Remix of an FF5 song.
Is this our main hub for Sharlayan?
This is our equivalent of our private quarters in the Crystarium. Right. We had the dialogue?
Yep.
I'm back, and I've brought the Warrior of Light and Raha with me.
I don't know if this is a male or female off the top of my head. So I'm just going to default to male for the moment, and if I'm wrong, I will course correct immediately.
Ah, you were right about the ship then. Hello, Graha. It's nice to see you again. And it's a pleasure to finally meet you. I've heard many a tale of your exploits.
Ojika? Ojika Sunjika, it's been an age.
Allow me to introduce Ojika Sunjika, Administrative Officer Administration Officer for the students of Baldessian. Services the day-to-day business of the annex. So he's basically our version of Tataru.
No, there can be no other version of Tataru. Tataru is Tataru.
A champion of Eorzea has featured prominently in Kral and Graha's reports, so for me, this is akin to seeing a fabled hero come to life. It is an honor to make your acquaintance.
This place is like a second home for the students. The Isle of Val served as our main headquarters, of course, but we often had occasion to visit Sharlayan, whether to make use of the city's research facilities, attend conferences, or procure supplies from distant shores. And the annex here was built to provide lodgings for our members while we engaged in such activities.
Ever since our former headquarters, along with the isle itself, vanished, the annex has served as our base of operations. And it feels so empty. So many lost to us, our organization is a shell of its former self. Fun fact, if you do the Eureka questline, the dialogue here is different.
Yeah, I read a bit into that. Eureka is the Isle of Val.
Yeah, I still need to do that at some point.
The day will come when we will see the students rise again. First, we must ensure that the Telophoroi fall. Through that door on the left there is the main hall, where we can discuss our options moving forward. Once everyone arrives, that is. You'll probably have time to rest before our discussions begin in earnest. I've had private quarters prepared for you in the Andron, so please, feel free to make yourself at home.
Ah, the nap rooms. Perfect for an afternoon doze. Huh? Oh, I didn't mean to give you the wrong impression. The chambers are quite well appointed, far more so than some cheap roadside inn, you may be assured. But simply, we were often so busy with research or exhausted from journeys abroad that we would slip into the Andron just to steal a few winks. Thus they became known amongst the students as nap rooms, even if many such naps might well last into the following morning.
Say the word and I'll be happy to show you to your chamber. Hopefully the others won't be too long in coming. I'll wait for you all in the main hall.
Curious to see what the inn looks like.
It's very nice.
I'd imagine
We do get to routinely return there over the course of the story, as in Shadowbringers.
Do we have...
do we have the return of Arenvald?
I've not seen Arenvald yet.
Did you mean Ardbert?
Or Ardbert, sorry.
I mean,
no Ardbert.
We rejoined with Ardbert, so we are Ardbert.
Or rather, Ardbert is us. As is, I have not
Potato,
seen
potato.
Ardbert.
We're the same person, but we were kind of split into two shards, so, you know.
Indeed.
As is, I have not yet... There has been no appearance of Ardbert. Aside from, like, a fleeting mention at one point, if that.
I
might even just be...
I'm gonna quickly check out the inn room. Then I'll be honest.
Okay. Alright, we'll wait for you in the main hall then. Or I will at least, because I've already seen the inn room.
The Andron. We have a table. I feel spoiled. Wow, this is a nice room. This is probably the nicest room Bloody had.
There's a lot of
The Crystarium
drawings
room
and
is also
everything
very
here.
nice.
I see you there.
Oh, hi, Garuda.
Hey, Frit, there's
Yeah, there are a lot of...
Oh, that's concept art, I'm pretty sure, with the behemoth there.
I see a Garuda.
Yep, there's a lot of fun paintings and art illustrations and whatnot on the walls in here if you look around.
Where's Garuda? I see Ifrit. I see
We're in the main hall.
In the main hall.
I see.
Well, let's see here. There's an illustration depicting
Oh
good
my
King
god,
Mogomog.
no!
There's good King Mogomog. There's a map of There's Othard and Hingashi. I'm pretty sure that's concept art from back when Lenosha was first getting blasted by Dalamud. Speaking of Dalamud, I see one of its shards, some dwarven Skyrim cube-looking thing. St. Koinix Find, Azus La, a reference to 1.0 Crystal Tower raid preparations. The Crystal Tower itself.
Why? Why is the Mogomog there?
Kupo?
Quit.
Shut
You're
up!
bitching.
Talk to the midget.
All right, Cryle.
Concept of Garuda. She looks different than. Yeah.
He doesn't have as much clothes on in the concept art.
Yeah, that's certainly one thing. But well, at
Mm.
least it's covered. Mogomog sending the Muggles down from the heavens.
Talk to the Kryle.
But I'm admiring Kupo's Kupo.
I will kick you in your Kupo. Now get over here.
I still
He
still
doesn't
need
have
to
any
make the second.
Kupos.
I still need to make. Yeah, he doesn't have any Kuponets. I need to. I still need to drop the second enemy for the third face of Pandora's box. I did Scrape. I need to do Scratch next. What did you think of the design for Scrape, by the way? I don't think I got your thoughts on him yet.
I said I want to kick him.
I mean, aside from that.
Yeah, I like it. It works. It's a football overhead.
Alright. Cryo. Let's do this. Got the dialogue?
Yep.
Feeling refreshed and alert? Our colleagues should be wandering in soon, so we stay here and wait for them to join us.
Sure, this cutscene's voiced, so I'm enabling text auto advance for the moment.
Hello, Orange.
Pray forgive me. I was delayed.
It's fine, Oriange. We're all here now.
You were delayed by what secret plans you're plotting behind our back?
Then, shall we?
Alright, that's annoying.
Come what may, we must prevent the Telophoroi's plans from coming to fruition. At present, I see two paths for gathering the information which may aid us in achieving that goal. The first involves an investigation into the change which has come over Sharlayan, not to mention the recent inscrutable behavior of the Forum. As most of you know, the 99 members of the Forum are elected from the general populace. This alone guarantees a plethora of opinion with regards to foreign policy. The bibliotheques, for example, are a group of conservatives which would have Sharlayan focus on recording history, while remaining entirely uninvolved in the making of it. And at the other extreme, we have advocates for proactive diplomacy and direct intervention. My grandfather Galef was one such member, as was Archon Louisois. Yet despite our diverse factions and philosophies, the recent vote to deny Eorzea's request for assistance was unanimous. Even more concerning was the fact that many cited other, more pressing duties
I hear
as
white noise.
justification for their recalcitrance.
White noise?
Yeah.
I don't hear any white
Fortuna's
noise.
refusal in Gridania had those
Stop
same
when he
undertones.
starts speaking.
'Twas as if,
Weird.
having stared
I don't know.
unblinking into the face of impending doom, it simply turned away to pursue something more important. But what could that possibly be?
A mystery indeed, and one which I ask for your help to solve. Our future may depend on it. As for our second potential path, it concerns a request made directly to the students of Baldessian. Our organization was founded primarily to study strange and unexplained phenomena the world over. Mysterious relics and ruins, arcane disturbances, and so forth. Compared to our more isolationist Sharlayan colleagues, we have strong connections overseas, namely with scholars and academics who share our passion for the unknown. The request in question comes from one such acquaintance, Nidana, an alchemist residing in distant Thavnair. Her missive describes the sudden appearance of a tower, and the subsequent summoning of what I can only assume is a lunar primal. In response to this threat, the Satrap of Radzat-Han, the individual who governs the city-state, has instructed the alchemists to find a means to deal with the spire.
The artisans of that land are heirs to an ancient tradition, one rather unlike that of their Uldan counterparts. 'Tis possible, nay, probable, that they have gleaned truths unattainable by Eorzea or her Far Eastern allies.
They do, in fact, appear to have a strategy in mind, though it will require further research. To that end, they have requested an introduction to a capable warrior shielded by the blessing of light.
Who that's gonna be?
Assuming we divide our forces to pursue both of Kral's lines of inquiry, then having you join the group heading to Thavnair would seem the obvious choice. But the investigation in Sharlayan is of vital importance as well.
I'm all for killing a primal. I don't do well with politics.
Given that the fate of the world may hinge on the results of both.
I think we're hungry anyway.
Yes, it is quite the quandary. Though it is a great imposition and an altogether too common one, our efforts would be more likely to succeed were you to lead the charge on both fronts. You are indeed our champion. As to which task to tackle first, we will defer to your decision. Let us next decide how everyone else might best be assigned. As for myself, I shall continue what I've begun in Sharlayan. I should also like to steal the services of an Archon or two.
And thereby gain access to a greater range of reading material. I will help with that.
Allow me to offer my assistance. I have some small amount of experience in the field of research.
Alice and I would also like to help, if you would have us.
Anything to
Alright,
understand
noise is
even
back.
a fraction of what our father and the four.
I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what's going on with that.
Literally, the moment you start speaking, it stops.
Of course. The more
I don't hear anything, Tom.
Right.
Ugh.
The rest of us will make the journey to Thavnair.
Not too loud, is it?
No, it's just
Thoughts?
subtle and irritating.
Objections?
I passed through Thavnair on my way to infiltrate the Empire, and though I'm not qualified to give a guided tour, I did gain
Surprised
a sense
Alize
of
doesn't
where
want to come
things
with us to
lie.
Thavnair.
I'll be happy.
She wants to
have
figure out
you
what's
along.
going on with her dad.
So for this group,
Fair enough.
it will be you, me, and Urianger.
Give me a moment afterwards, and I'll supply you with all the details of Nidana's request. Consider this hall our rendezvous point once our respective tasks are complete. May our investigations prove fruitful.
So which do we want to do first?
Ooh.
I mean, we're already in Sharlayan.
Yeah.
This doesn't actually look too bad.
Logically speaking, I decided when I did this with my main to I just got off the several-week trip on a boat to Sharlayan. I am not getting back on another boat or an airship or whatever to distant Thavnir when that's half a distance to the far east away. I am done with the ocean for a bit. I want to hang out in this pretty city. That was the reasoning I went with, but just bear in mind that the Sharlayan route, while very intriguing from a lore standpoint, is also a little on the slow side.
So,
oh yeah, this code actually doesn't look too bad either.
I actually like this. I can't wait to get the rest of the set.
Ah, damn good. Well, maybe.
Look, it is. I am stylish. I must be stylish for Sharlayan.
Meanwhile, when I'm trying to decide how I want to color this, do I want to use reds or blues? Let's go red. That's kind of Mika's whole shtick. All right. So, the Sharlayan group first or the Thavnarian group first?
I mean, again, we're here, so we might as well do what's here.
So I guess Cryo and them first.
All right.
I wanted to kill something.
Well, it means you have something to look forward to.
All right.
But we
Cryo.
Justinian.
You'll get to kill shit with your Dragoon buddy soon enough. But first, hitting the books. Cryo, share words with us. Let me know when you two are ready.
Yep.
Ready.
An unsettling change has come over Sharlayan, but together we will define the underlying cause for the Forum's callousness. As I mentioned before, however, questioning the councillors directly is a fruitless endeavor. We seem to have already come to a consensus as to what and how little they are willing to divulge. Which is why I began scouring Sharlayan's archives of historical records for any hint of a connection to the final days. Suffice it to say that progress has been slow. There are only so many dusty pages one can skim in a day. Now that I have this band of willing reinforcements, the search should proceed all the swifter. Let us reconvene outside Numenon, shall we? Exit the annex to the right, and you will find the archives on the western edge of the woods.
And then we can admire each other's new chest pieces.
I actually quite like what
I'll stick mine on. I'm tempted because I want to start setting up my post Endwalker outfit where I'm going to return to go blue. I think I need blue. I'm almost tempted to use it.
I mean, this is fine for like a starting like Endwalker outfit for me.
Yeah.
When I get the rest of it, obviously.
Yeah, it's a contender for what I might end up using down the line.
Alright, I shall wait for you all outside on the steps.
I'll show it to you. I'm obviously not going to wear it for now, but stick it on, put it away.
Greetings!
Yeah, that actually doesn't look too bad. Actually a
Don't
pretty
I
good
look
top.
Don't I look snazzy?
Mine still hasn't updated, even though I swapped out.
Yours kind of
There you
reminds me a lot of... Yours kind of reminds me of Alizé's first outfit a little bit. Or no, either that one or either the Stormblood. I think the Stormblood one. I think maybe, I don't know. It's just the top bit of it kind of looks like that.
Seafog.
Yeah, knees kind of looks more like mine.
Seafog guy.
Well, turn some of it blue.
Yeah. Though I'm not so bothered about the chest piece because it almost looks reminiscent of, you know, a bit of armor that she would wear in that spot.
Doesn't look too bad with me in blue like this. You're already rocking the blue, so.
Mika isn't.
Blue.
Mika has taken my colors. I have mixed feelings about this.
You can have it. I like my black. I am the Dark Knight still, and even then I'll still be wearing black as Reaper.
Hank?
It was meant to be red, but
It's light as red.
I use like a really dark shade of red, but it just doesn't apply as much to like the bulk of it, just like the shawl.
You look kind of like Nashu now.
You know what? With that, I think I'm just gonna glamour back to what I was wearing.
I really ruined it for you.
You did. You really did. Alright, Ethernet shard.
Yeah, the Ethernet shard, of course.
So this is the studium, where Alphino embarrassed himself.
Consistently. Remember when he was arrogant and didn't really give a shit about anyone else? He just wanted to be the savior of everyone.
Yeah, it took him a long time to realize that you kind of have to have a heart to be a savior. Or at least a savior.
Yeah, like, I remember his reaction right after the Imperial raid on the Waking Sands. Like, his reaction to us being alive was, "Oh, good, you're not dead. I was afraid I'd have to find a new champion." Just very uncaring of us as a person rather than as a tool.
Yeah, it took him a bit to kind of turn his shit around. Alright, Cryo.
My directions were easy enough to follow, I hope. In any case, you stand now before the doors of Numenon, Sharlayan's grandest collection of books and tomes. This building is actually only an entrance, and one of many at that. The archives of Numenon extend deep beneath the surface like the roots of a tree. The vast halls of the Great Google Library pale in comparison to Numenon's endless maze of subterranean chambers. Any city of Sharlayan is free to enter and peruse its shelves. Well, most of its shelves. Only Archons are afforded access to certain restricted vaults. I've dispatched Y'shtola and Raha to investigate those. Meanwhile, Alize and Alphino will help me continue my search to the stacks open to the general public. Your status presents more of a problem. As a non-citizen, you're only permitted to browse the first floor when here at the entrance. Even so, there should be a number of books which touch upon Sharlayan history or foreign policy. Your task will be to find and study the relevant publications. I promise you, a working knowledge of those subjects will make it far easier to spot the sort of clues we're looking for. Let's be about it, shall we? I told the others to meet us at the stone benches over there once they found some promising tomes. Happy reading.
So yeah, we get to actually browse. We actually have to look for this information. And there's stuff in here that is not relevant. I vaguely recall that 2 of the tomes are on the left side of the chamber, and the 3rd one is on the right side somewhere. Let me see here. Is this one it? The Story of Sharlayan. This is the first one we need. Right here.
Where are you?
Over here on the left.
Yep. I got lost you in the sea of people.
Alright. So let's just have Mika read this off to everyone. Will not be doing her voice because my throat is starting to hurt.
This is Mika's domain, isn't it?
Yeah. Long, long ago, on an island in the northern sea, there lived a Rogadan man by the name of Njumkrepf. Njumkrepf was a student of astrology, and he divined that a flood of terrifying proportions would soon sweep over the lands of Eorzea. So it was that he built a gigantic ship, assembled a crew, and set sail for that imperiled realm. The flood arrived as foretold, and to their horror, the strangely churning waters drove the people towards the ocean. It was there, however, that Njumkrepf's clue hauled them aboard his ark. The danger had not passed. A towering wave approached, threatening to smash the vessel to pieces. With only moments to spare, Njumkrepf wove a mighty spell of teleportation, and shifted the entire ship to safety atop Abalathia's spine. Remember that funky-looking ship with the green glowy lights you can find in Girabania?
Yeah.
Yeah, vaguely.
That's this ship. That's this ship.
Okay.
Refugees from the surrounding regions huddled there alongside them, but it was not long before disputes over the dwindling supply of food led to violence and bloodshed. Saddened by the sight, Njumkrepf gathered to him his crew and his grateful passengers, and abandoned the ark to those reddened peaks. They journeyed to the coast, where they built a new ship, intent upon returning to the northern seas. They landed on the beach of an island and settled upon that very spot. That settlement prospered and grew, and in time it became the city of Sharlayan we live in to this day. Okay, let's see. Is this the next one?